Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Main Street Moments podcast. This is Kathy.
And Brian.
And it's been a while since we've done a podcast, but we are still doing them, never fear. And we are going to try to do VLOGMAS. Now, VLOGMAS is a thing on YouTube where every December, from December 1st through the 31st, you put up a new video every day. And that's going to include podcasting videos as well. And you were at the Festival of the Holidays. I keep calling it Festival of the Arts. Sorry, Festival of the Holidays yesterday.
Yeah.
So we just put up a video for that. You also went to Hollywood Studios, but we are shifting our channel. It is going to still be mostly Disney, but we are going to start venturing into other areas. Since we live in Florida, there's a lot of stuff to see in Florida.
Yeah, and we do things like, just a couple videos ago, I went on a cruise to the Cayman Islands and to Mexico on a beautiful cruise ship, the Celebrity Silhouette. So I vlogged it. So we're going to we do a lot of things. And Florida, where we live, is the vacation capital of the world.
Yeah.
And there's tourist stuff all over the time. When I say tourist stuff, Walt Disney World is a tourist place.
Yeah.
It's a
lot of locals go to.
Disney World is a high-end tourist trap.
Yeah.
One that locals go to.
There's a lot of those around here.
Yeah, but
there is a lot to do where we live.
Oh, yeah, a lot to do. I went to the Festival of the Holidays yesterday and had a good time. But I was just, now I don't know if other people feel this way or not. Now, out of all the parks, Epcot is my favorite.
Yeah, I know. That's always been like that.
Okay, it is my favorite. And I probably go there more than anywhere else.
Why do you think that is? Why is Epcot your favorite park, do you think? Because you've said that since we met. We went on our honeymoon to Disney.
The thing I like about Epcot is I like the countries, okay? And
I do too.
And to me, it's relaxing. It's more relaxing than some of the other parks. But, the thing about Epcot, when I was there yesterday for the holiday festival, and we just posted a vlog about it today, so go and watch it. It's a pretty good vlog. And I'll tell you, when I go up and vlog, yesterday I drove up with our daughter. We live about 2.5, 3 hours away from Walt Disney World. If you drive straight through, it's about 2.5 hours. If you usually stop one,
2.5 to 3 hour drive.
Yeah, I usually stop once on the way up at Arrest Plaza, so it's about 3 hours or so to get there. It's an investment. And yesterday, I left our house at about 8:30 in the morning, got home about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, Emily had went with you, but she went to Magic Kingdom. She met some friends there that were visiting from friends of hers from high school, and they were visiting the park.
Yeah.
So she met them at the park, spent the whole day with her friends at the park, and then met up with you, took a bus, and met you at Hollywood Studios.
I went to Epcot all day. She went to Magic Kingdom all day, and then at night we went to Hollywood Studios to go to Galaxy's Edge. So,
it was a long day.
Yeah, it's about, when I go up for the day, I drive up in the morning. I come out. Yesterday I went up a little late. Usually I leave around 4 or 5 in the morning, get there at rope drop, but couldn't do that because our daughter was meeting up with friends. But it takes me about, depending on the day, minimum 12 hours, usually closer to 18 hours.
Yeah, it's a long day.
From the time I leave the house in the morning till I get back. And, we put up this vlog just now from the holiday festival, which is a pretty good vlog. I got a lot of good stuff. But, 18 hours to get 10 minutes or so of a vlog it's a lot of work. So
it's a labor of love.
So yeah, I know, I love doing it, but watch these vlogs and share them on your social media and make sure you subscribe to them. It's a lot of work goes into.
Yeah, not just for us.
Vlogs.
That goes for every vlogger.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, people look at them and they think they're so easy to do, but and I kind of felt that way too when we were first watching vloggers. But it really is a lot of work. Even people that live in Orlando, like the Tim Tracker or Michael K, they live there, so obviously they don't have that huge commute, which would make things a lot easier. But it's still very time-consuming.
Well, they have a different problem, okay? Because we go, twice a month, once or twice a month.
You go
usually
about twice a month.
Twice a month. The vloggers that go all the time that live there, like the Tim Tracker, does a video a day. The problem, WDW couple, they do a lot of, Prince Charming Dev. The problem they have is to come up with new ideas, because if you're there all the time and you're there 3 days, 4 days, 5 days a week, some even more, after a while,
That can be a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Michael Kay is
to think of
really
ideas.
good at that. And when he was living in Maryland, and he does a video. I don't know if he's still doing a video a day. Is he, since he moved to Orlando? But when he was in Maryland, he did a video a day.
I think he still does. I get a notification, it seems, every day.
Yeah,
from Michael
I mean,
Kay,
we're gonna do that for Vlogmas. We're gonna try, but that is not something I could commit to. Maybe if we live there, but even then, And that, you're right, that's a challenge too, because like Kyle Palo does a video a day, and he's talked about the struggle of coming up with different ideas, different topics. Plus, he works full time, so that's not easy either. So it's fun, but it is work, and it's creatively challenging. And I do all the editing. The video you did today, because you had a lot of footage, and what I do is I go through all the footage, I label it, and then I put it. I use Premiere, and I put it in Premiere and edit that. I had to find all the music. I went through Epidemic Sound. I found 10 songs I like, but I only used 2, I think.
Yeah.
So that takes time, and then editing. So total to edit a 10-minute video could take 2 to 3 hours, depending on. I mean, I could do it quickly, but then it won't be. It won't be as nice. Or I try to make it look nice. Try to spend some time, and then you have more footage from Hollywood Studios that you went last night to Batu, and you have some amazing photographs. And let me tell you something. This is a testament to the iPhone 11, because Brian is not a good photographer.
Well, it's not the iPhone 11, it's the iPhone 11 Pro.
Okay. He has the iPhone 11 Pro, and he always would take the worst pictures. And let me tell you something. You took pictures last night at Batu that could go in a calendar. And I said to you, I am going to save these, because as our channel grows, I'm going to have a calendar made to give to Patreons, because these pictures you took were amazing with that camera. I couldn't.
Well, yeah,
even
it's a
you
good
couldn't
camera.
Screw them up.
It's a good camera.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, and there's other vloggers that do live streams, right? Like Resort.
That's hard too. And Tanya.
Yeah, Resort TV1, Tanya from that crazy Disney lady, and others.
Because you have to keep a schedule.
When you're doing a live stream, obviously there's no editing, but that's hard too, because people don't realize, when people are live streaming at the park and they're walking around on their iPhone with the stabilizer, they're putting on a show for the people that are watching.
Plus, those gimbals are heavy.
They are heavy, and they're not just walking around having a good time with their family. They may be having a good time, but they have to be engaged, entertaining. You got to interact with the chat room.
Yeah,
and
you do.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
And if you're on a schedule, like Tanya does videos every Wednesday and Saturday, live streams for that crazy Disney lady. Make sure you check her out. And she has a family. She has 3 kids. Well, her one daughter's older, but she has a large family. And she lives 5 minutes from the park, so super convenient for her. But I'm sure there's days where she would tell you she'd go to Disney every day if she could. So don't get me wrong. But I'm sure there's days where she's got a lot going on with her kids, her husband, she's busy. And she's like, look, I got to be at the park and live stream, because, this is my schedule. We don't really have a schedule, but there are a lot of streamers and vloggers that do. And let me tell you, that is not easy to do, because you still have an outside life, but you want to stick to that schedule.
Resort TV1, they have full-time jobs on top of being at the park. So, what I'm saying is, people should appreciate the live streamers and the vloggers a lot.
Not just us, everybody too.
Especially us. Appreciate us.
It's a lot of work, but we love it.
Everyone that either live streams at the parks or vlogs put in an incredible amount of time
and money.
Yeah.
That's why it's important. Like, we started a Patreon, and, other people have Patreons. There's super chats. There's ways to support vloggers and live streamers. I'm not saying you have to. All the content is free. You ever want, to watch or listen to. But if you ever want to support your favorite vloggers, that's a good thing to do. I patronize a few. We give money to vloggers too. So, because that costs money to go to the park. Now, most vloggers I think all of them have annual passes. But you still have to pay for that. But we have to pay for gas. We have to pay tolls, which is $30 every time we go.
Just for tolls.
Just for tolls.
Yeah.
And then it's another $25, $30 in gas. So plus you get food, you get at least one meal. So every time you go to Disney, it's at least $100 for the day.
Yeah.
But like Tanya goes, she has a pass, but sometimes she does bring her own food, but she'll get drinks. Sometimes she'll get food to eat, because these people that are in the park and like vloggers and streamers, you were in the park, you were there at least 15 hours yesterday. So you got to eat, you got to get drinks.
Yeah.
Tanya and Resort TV One, when they go, Resort TV One, they'll stream for sometimes 6 hours.
That's crazy.
Tanya's done it 6-7 hours, sometimes longer.
I couldn't do that.
They got to eat. People got to drink. So it's important to support people.
Appreciate your local Disney vlogger and
I'm sure they
live
do.
streamer.
I'm sure they do. It's a lot of work.
I know people do, but I just don't think people realize how much work everyone puts
I agree.
into it.
So Festival of the
the Holiday
Festival.
Okay, now here's the thing about the Holiday
We digressed
Festival,
a little, sorry.
Okay, the thing about the Holiday Festival, okay, and I was thinking about this yesterday because I usually start in Canada, so I've been starting in Mexico sometimes.
I always start on the right.
I start in Canada because it's a little more peaceful over there. There's always that bottleneck in Mexico, and
It's a larger area.
I would rather deal with that bottleneck when I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here, as opposed to in the beginning, because it's a mess to get through Mexico sometimes.
It's just a narrower path. There's more to walk around in Canada and UK.
But this is what I was wondering with people with Epcot and the festivals. There's such a sameness to the festivals. There's slight differences, all right? Like we had, like yesterday, of course, they had all the different Santa Clauses from different countries, but there's still food booths. I get to France as a food booth. Yeah, you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when you have the art festival and the festival of the art, obviously,
you mean the
food and wine has the most food and the most drinks.
For sure.
But
I think that's the most popular one.
But all of the festivals, garden, art, they're really almost the same festival with subtle differences.
I agree with you on that.
Like they'll at the garden festival, they'll have the butterfly tent. They won't have that at art, or they won't have that at the holiday festival, but they still have
similar elements. Like I like the festival of the holidays the best because I love Christmas and I love all the Christmas decorations and all the different Santa Clauses. I think the food and wine is the most popular, though, because there is such a huge variety. But it's like a typical, any kind of festival. Like, all festivals have a sameness. You go to an art festival, it's just food and looking at stuff, really, is what it is. You walk around and you eat and you look at things.
The big question is, I know a lot of, we've talked about this before long ago. We haven't talked about this in a while, but it's getting closer now. The reason there's festivals at Epcot is because in the early days of Epcot, people would go once and they wouldn't go back.
The crowds were dying down.
So they started doing festivals to get people to come back more and more often,
which was smart.
Now, of course, now the festivals. I know I look forward to the festivals. Don't get me wrong, and I love food and wine the best. I'm the art festival and the garden festival, but I like food and wine the best. Except it does get a little congested because there's
really packed.
There's so many booths in the walkway.
Yeah, there are. I agree, too many.
Yeah, and there's big changes coming to Epcot. Right, we're getting Ratatouille. Mm-hmm. We're getting Guardians of the Galaxy, and the whole Future World area is being rebuilt.
Yeah, and they're doing like a Mary Poppins cherry tree lane, which would be awesome.
Yeah, and since D23, we get to see everything that they're doing. The festivals, I think, are going to get in the way because some of the best times to go to Epcot now, although there's all that construction going on in the Future World area, but the best time is between festivals when they don't have the carts and they don't have the booths and everything around. It's so much roomier. And when we've got Ratatouille, Guardians of the Galaxy, and we've got Future World redone, it's going to be, everyone's going to want to go to that park. It's going to be a capacity every day for years.
The question is, when all this is done.
So the festivals, is going to be room for them? Are the crowds going to be so heavy there's no room for festivals?
Will there be a need? Like once they have Ratatouille, the Mary Poppins, Guardians of the Galaxy, whole Future World completely redone, is there even going to be a need, or is it going to be, like you said, become a problem?
Well, I think people there's a lot of people that have an expectation.
Ratatouille is going to be very, very popular because it is a new type of ride. It's a trackless ride. You can see a video of one. They have one in Paris, I think, and you could see it on YouTube. It is an amazing, amazing ride. It's like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
These trackless rides are new technology, and they're so cool. I've never been on a trackless ride yet. Have you? I think this is going to be the first one at Disney World.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think
for
they
sure.
have them at Disney World yet. They're going to have a trackless area now. Rise of the Resistance opens Thursday.
Well, isn't Dinosaur
That'll be
trackless?
no,
I think
no,
it's
no.
on.
It's on a track.
Is it?
Rise of the Resistance opens Thursday, which is going to be a zoo.
Yeah.
I know if you didn't have to work, you'd go for sure.
Yeah.
And that is going to have a trackless section.
Yeah.
Ratatouille, this is like the new type of ride, and I'm excited to go on it. But once they open Ratatouille, that is going to be very, very popular. And that whole Mary Poppins area, both in the same area, because UK and France are near each other. And like you said, is this going to become the festivals? Are they going to get? I think that's a good point. Are they going to get in the way of these?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Rides
There's with all the
there?
new things there. It's not just that they're not necessary. There's not going. I don't think there's going to be room for all the food booths, especially at Food and Wine, because, like I said, the park is going to be at capacity every day
And there's a
for
lot
several
of booths.
years.
There's a lot of booths.
You're going to have all these new rides, all new Future World. And another thing to consider is once you've got Ratatouille in there, and once you have the Mary Poppins area, which we're a little vague about, and the new Future World things, a lot of those things are catering to little kids, and kind of like the age of kids that would go to Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom. And then you've got
for sure, like 5, 6.
Yeah, easily. And then you've got the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster, which is going to cater to a lot of middle school, high schoolers, a lot.
Yeah, but I think like 7 and up.
And Epcot, which for many years has been an adults park. I remember my grandparents went
caters more to
the grand opening of Epcot back in 1982. They went to the grand opening, and the first thing they said to me is, "This park's not for kids. It's not for kids."
I remember thinking that
too.
And
the first time I went when I was young back then, it was like, but now they're turning it into like a little Fantasyland, a lot of it, and you're gonna have little kids. And if you go to Epcot now,
or Tomorrowland,
you don't see a lot of little kids. You see some, but few and far between.
It's not like Magic Kingdom.
It's an adult park, and then you've got the alcohol issue. So there's no, Magic Kingdom's dry. There's no alcohol at Magic Kingdom. There's the one at Disneyland you can get alcohol in Batu, Galaxy's Edge, but nowhere else. So what is it going to be like at Epcot when you've got festivals? Because I don't think they're going to get rid of the festivals. Certainly not Food and Wine.
Well, the festivals sell booze too.
The crowds are going to be things we've never experienced at Epcot. You're going to have little kids in mass for the first time at Epcot. You're going to have high school kids in mass for the first time at Epcot. And you're going to have a lot of alcohol. And even yesterday, I saw people stumbling around, because they're totally trashed.
I don't drink anymore. I can't, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I do. I do like cocktails, and I think it's so cool that they have all these really different kinds of drinks that you can try from different countries, and I think they get very creative. Like last year, you had the Bailey's milkshake at the pub, which you said was so good, and they get really creative with the drinks. So it's difficult because I think that's part of Epcot is the drinking. It's always been a part of Epcot because it was more catered to adults or people over 21. And now, like you said, they're adding in these elements to bring in more kids. Is that a good mix with, do kids really need to see their parents falling down drunk? Or other people?
What you don't see at Epcot now, and you see at the other parks, especially Magic Kingdom, is that rage that families get into. You know what I mean? People get very angry, moms and dads, because
you see that
craziness going on. Yeah, you do, because when you have the little kids and you have the adults and you have the crowds and the lines and the kids are asking for this and that, parents lose the cool. And there's a lot of, there's people talk about this all the time, the Disney anger, the Disney rage.
Well, little kids get tired easily. They burn quickly. They get super, we took our daughter from time she was 2.5 years old. And they get out of bed and they go to the park and they're boom, 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 and they're full of energy. And then like by 4:00, they're like crash central and the parents are tired. Everybody's tired.
Everyone's cranky.
But most people only go to Disney once in a while. They want to get everything they can out of it.
Those rage issues that I see almost every time I go to Magic Kingdom, I'll see people at least fighting. One married couple that are just, you can tell this,
they've had it.
So, but what you don't have at Magic Kingdom, unless you're at a sit down restaurant, and then it's just a little bit, is alcohol. So you've got that element that causes the Disney rage mixed with alcohol at Epcot, I don't know. Things could get out of hand at Epcot.
Well, you're right. At Epcot, I don't see a lot of kids under the age of like 8. I don't, especially
Yeah.
World Showcase compared to Magic Kingdom. If you go to Fantasyland, because when we were just talking about this, when our daughter was little and when I was a kid, Fantasyland was the first place we'd go to because our daughter loved the princesses. She loved Ariel. Of course, back then they didn't have the Ariel ride. Could you imagine? That was her favorite. But we would always go to Fantasyland first because back then they had the Snow White
Well,
ride.
now everyone's going to go to France because of Ratatouille with the kids.
Well, what's going to happen is with Epcot, that's going to be a very popular ride, and Ratatouille is a very good movie. I just watched it the other day, and the kids love it. They're going to go into Future World, and they're going to make a beeline for the smaller kids, just to experience that ride. And parents might not have ever even gone to that area with 2 or 3-year-olds or 4 or 5-year-olds. I don't see a lot of little kids there.
What you're going to see after...
Now they're going to be there.
Yeah, what you're going to see when Ratatouille opens up, you're going to see people pushing baby strollers with one hand, and they're going to have a glass of champagne and wine in the other.
You're right. I do not see a lot of baby strollers.
No, you don't. You
World
don't.
Showcase
Very few.
Ever.
Very few.
Very, very, very few compared to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
you're right. You're going to see a lot more
so
of that.
Epcot
it's a whole new dynamic now.
Yeah, it's in for some big changes.
Well, we'll see. A lot of people don't like the alcohol component. I mean, like I said, I think it's cool. They have all these different mixed drinks, and I know that's a lot of people go to Epcot just to drink around the world.
You see, people wear T-shirts.
Yeah, it's a huge, huge draw, and I know they want to do Ratatouille because it's near the French Pavilion, and it takes place in France.
It's great. I'm happy. I can't wait.
I got to tell you, I don't think it's a good idea to put it in World Showcase. I think they should have it personally in the Magic Kingdom. It should be that's a Magic Kingdom ride to me.
I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy should be at Epcot either.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
That to me is like a future, like a Tomorrowland.
Hollywood
ride,
Studios.
Or yes, that would be better at Hollywood Studios for sure. Like get rid of the Muppet Theater and put it over by Batu or something.
Yeah,
I agree, but they're clearly maybe the I don't understand why they're putting Guardians of the Galaxy in Epcot.
Well, what's it going to be? What's it going to be like when you see a mom who's on her 3rd or 4th drink?
Oh, it's not going to be pretty.
She's got sake in her hand.
And the kids under 5 years old.
Yeah, and the kids are freaking out. I mean, I just don't think that Walt Disney would approve of that. In fact, out at Disneyland, I watch a lot of vloggers.
Do you think he would approve of alcohol at all?
No, he was the one who had it dry. No alcohol at Magic Kingdom. And I've heard some vloggers at Disneyland vloggers, when they go to Galaxy's Edge, I've heard several say Walt Disney would never approve of alcohol being at Magic Kingdom because it's the original Magic Kingdom.
But how much money do they make off
that's the thing.
The drinks?
Yeah.
Like if you go to Batu, okay, some of those drinks are $60 because they come in a pug glass or something or a commemorative cup. And
$60. Really?
I've seen some maybe $40, but I saw one for $30.
Oh my goodness!
And I think some were even more because you get like a special ceramic cup or something that goes with it.
Ray would have to come and sit down next to me to pay $60 for a drink while I'm have the drink with me and have a conversation. As Ray.
It's crazy. Yeah, that'd be worth it. But like the drinks at Epcot, I personally think they need to go. But that is a huge part of Epcot.
Never gonna happen.
Of course, and it's not going to happen. Or I really feel Ratatouille should not be in World Showcase, but it does fit because it's in Paris.
They had that incident a few months ago at Disneyland where there was that crazy fight. And I'm telling you, when you've got the families and you've got alcohol,
it's a problem.
And you've got a park at capacity, which is what Epcot is going to be.
Yeah,
it is asking for trouble. And should the little kids be exposed to that? I don't think so. I don't think it's smart what they're doing. I really think it's going to either they'll make some changes or they'll just live with the mistake and craziness is going to happen.
All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, guys. And like I said, we are going to try to put up a new video every day for the month of December for Vlogmas. I'm not married to this idea. We talked about it last year, but we were pretty new to vlogging, so we really didn't want to take on the challenge. We're going to try to put up as many as we can. Let's put it that way. We'll try every day. If we don't get for every day, that's okay, but definitely as many as we can. But we'll try. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the parks.